gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe, here in this great hall of justice.
Hey, toy fans, welcome to our Toy Addictions, your source for what was then, what's now, and what's about to be in the world of toys. From Matco Developers, we talk about it all. There's something for everyone in our offers of toy joy. So without further ado, let's talk little plastic people and things. I'm Matt, the producer of this trip down the toys rabbit hole. To my right, your host and that wacky lover of all things Bobby Vella, Aaron of 6 Inch. And across the table, your favorite seller of everything, Scalper On. Let's hit it. Hey ho, let's go.
Yo. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry, I'm taking some notes here. I talked a lot during the last hour, so what do y'all want to say?
Roboto in the comic version has a heart on his chest.
Domo arigato.
So I didn't realize that.
What does that mean?
No, he actually has a heart on his chest. Like the original does not have a heart. He has a heart literally on his chest.
Oh, a heart instead of the
Like
red
a
gear?
Heart. No, it's on the outside of his chest.
Interesting.
Isn't it? Yeah, I didn't realize.
It's he's like the
rather
Tin Man.
odd.
He's like
It's
the
like the
Tin
Tin
Man.
Man, yes.
Anyway.
All right, so that's today's topic. If you were looking at He-Man figures, who would be all of the Wizard of Oz? Oh, man. Good day,
Anyway, real
people.
quick to kick us off, look for us on your favorite podcasting outlets. I got Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, Amazon Music. We are also on YouTube. Look for us on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh,
We're also on YouTube video starting this week. Last week.
Check us out. We've got a bunch of YouTube stuff up anyways.
actually, because you missed this last week on the Beans and the Catchers, that was an exclusive show for YouTube, kind of like CollectorCon for Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the recording issues, so we just were on YouTube. So we apologize for, any of the listeners, the one or two listeners that we grabbed, that they were like, "Oh, screw these guys, they can't be consistent."
It was a pleasant
That was
surprise.
an exclusive Matt fucked up show.
Matt. I was gonna say Matt kind of sprang that idea on us at the last minute there, literally. And,
So every 3 minutes,
I was amenable. I would have gone with it anyways from the outset.
I honest to God don't know what happened. I mean, that
Yeah.
record button was lit up for all of 20 seconds and it shut off sometime. I didn't touch a thing.
All right, so how are we looking now? It's been 2 minutes. We're still good.
We're good.
All right,
We're
all right.
good. So, okay, real quick. In Toy Convention news, we got Chi-Con coming up. Be 40 on May 20th, Saturday, May 20th. Location 4750 South Verdon Avenue, McCook, Illinois 60525 for your GPS there. Sponsored by Mr. Wayne's Pop Culture Collectibles, Mr. Mike over there, and disc replay of Orland Downers and Countryside. We also got some local Toy-Con news coming up here on April 1st, April 2nd, two-nighter, or two-dayer, I should say. At the Bridgeview Community Center, Toy-Con Toy Show, 7900 South Oketo Avenue, Bridgeview, toycontoyshow.com for more information. Saturday, April 1st, 4 to 9 p.m., and Sunday, April 7th, 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Over 70 dealers, different dealers, both nights.
Wow.
So, and we got $7 2-day pass special for that, or $7 2-for-1 date night Saturday only on that. Standard admission is $5. Kids 10 and under are free.
bring your dates.
May we dance with your dates?
Me dance with your dates.
So, well, and that's kind of a shame too, because I was actually thinking, I should go back to the Bridgeview show. I probably haven't been there in about a year.
I was there last time, and it was absolutely.
Popping.
It was. I mean, the building was exploding. There was
Yeah.
so many people in
That's
it.
good.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously we were a part of it, but I wonder if RomeoCon had anything to do with that, kind of like reawaken some people getting out, or if like just COVID's starting to finally really fully go away and people are just getting back out anyways.
I talked to people that had been going to the Toy Con shows since before Romeo Fest happened, and they said that Terry's been doing pretty good with that. So
Okay.
things been popping pretty well. Oh my gosh, excuse me.
Good for them. It's that donut you decided to eat between shows.
I guess. My gosh.
I'm killing
Chicago-
them all here.
Chicago Toy Show. They're
Oh
coming up
yeah,
in April.
Chicago Toy Show coming up in April. I forgot about that
yeah.
one.
When's
Glad you
that?
mentioned that.
And this show is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
The last show was brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
No,
too,
it's
as I
not.
raised the glass
No, it's
95 times.
No, it's not.
What is that in April? Yeah, because I'll be gone for a section.
It'd be
of
the April 28th, I think.
Something like
I've
the
got
late
time.
April.
So I think the only other announcement before the show, before we get into the topics here, so next week is probably, at least next week, is going to be just these two knuckleheads. I'm going to be on vacation. Haven't figured out if they're going to knock out two on their own, which I'm totally cool with, or if we're going to be together this Sunday after I come back. I get back on the 6th, so I think that'd be the 9th. We got to work out some logistics there, but next week for sure, I think it's just going to be these two knuckleheads bringing you all of your toy news and excitement, and Ron doesn't have to get mad because the non-collector is not at the table.
Exactly. Exactly.
That Chicago Toy Show is April 29th at the King County Fairgrounds.
Yeah, I'll be there. That's always a good day for me to walk around and get exercise anyways. So
I love a King County Toy
And
Show.
I
Whether I got money or not, I'm always there.
I like going there because I like telling C-list actors to their face that they suck. Long story. So today I want to talk about, it was kind of because of the conversation you and I had. So are you all right over there? Are you sitting in your own stew? I mean, like,
He's probably playing that
face
goddamn Marvel card game again.
before. Yeah.
No card game. See?
No, he's on Big Bad Toy Store. Probably going to place another $800 order.
Yep. What do you need, Matt? I'll buy it for you.
So
Charge me 3 times what it's worth.
he needs a Cloud Kicker. Cloudburst, sorry. Cloud Kicker is a band that I listen to. No, I wanted to talk about what would make you stop collecting a toy line or just stop collecting in general, as I know I've kind of recently gone through that. And not just the financial issue and the vacation and all that, but I know I had told both of you guys at one point too, like my toys just don't really bring me a lot of joy anymore. Like I go home and I sit amongst them when I'm at my desk at home and I've got toys all around me, and I don't get anything out of it like I used to. But I know you're recently saying that Hasbro is going to stop getting your business because prices are horrible, and
They're just getting nuts.
and you're
They're
just
really
business
getting
as
nuts.
usual. You'll move anything. So.
Yep. Yep.
So I just
Like I said, this the things that we've made this, the things that we've seen this guy sell would make a snake oil barker bow in tribute.
and it's funny you mentioned that because he just got the last of his Snakeman figures today. So, or no, he got it a couple days ago. But yeah, so just kind of a general topic. I don't know when it happened to me. I just remember sitting at home one day, and usually if I'm at home playing video games or whatnot, I'll usually pull a figure down off the shelf and kind of mess around with them for a little while. It's like, oh, well, maybe I'll put the black web gear on them instead of the gray web gear, and I'll just kind of fart around with them for a while. But I haven't really had, an itch to do that. I used to modify a lot of figures, customize a lot of figures, and I haven't had an itch to do that in so long. I don't know if maybe, now that I'm 45, I've just kind of grown up a little bit more, and toys don't do it for me like they used to. I'd like to think that's not the case. But, I still enjoy having toys. Now, there's still certain things that hit me in the feels just right, like that War Duke. Mm-hmm. But I attribute that to a real good friend of my brother's, probably my brother's best friend at the time. He had a younger brother who was my age, so we always ended up hanging out quite a bit. But whenever we'd go to his house, he always had all the Dungeons and Dragons stuff from like the mid '80s on his shelf in his room, and he had that War Duke figure, and I just thought it was so cool that he was like totally naked except for the loincloth a la He-Man, but then his left arm and his left leg had like the blue armor, and he had a blue helmet on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that dude just isn't afraid of anything. Like, he is so badass looking. And so he became the epitome of a visual of Dungeons and Dragons for me. And, I was never into Dungeons and Dragons. I obviously knew what it was, but never got into it. But I always wanted that figure, and I could never find that figure, like, in the stores. And by the time I started going to toy shows and I would find them, it wasn't worth the $30 to get him complete. But I always wanted him. So
Right.
NECA just released him, and I think is it Grimsword is the guy's name with the black armor, and he's got like a snake helmet.
I think that's
I
it,
think
yeah.
it's Grimsword. And but I found the War Duke in FYE at the mall, and I decided to go back and pick him up a couple weeks later. And dude, that is one of my favorite toys I've ever had.
So I can't find that damn thing anywhere. I think the only way I'm going to get my hands on it is if I mail order it. So
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of places have them at the same price. They're not crazy markups.
I got mine at a card show, Magic Card Show Game Shop.
Okay.
It was $39.99. They have one at Graham Crackers here in Plainfield.
They got one.
$39.99.
They got one at Big Bad for $37.99. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, if you're going to order
$2-3
something else there, throw them in for.
How much is it at Grand Crackers?
$39.99.
Really?
Yeah, no one's upcharging on these. Entertainment Earth has them cheapest at $35, but
Their shipping's so stupid, outrageous stuff.
I think if you wait long enough with some of the NECA stuff, as I've been paying attention to it, I think if you wait long enough, you'll see it pop up. If you're vigilant, you'll see it pop up in a store, and you should be able to get it.
Grimsword.
It is Grimsword.
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 Yes.
Not Grimsword. Grimsword.
Word.
Word, homie. So, now I will say this: you're at a little bit of a disadvantage because the Target out there in the Target out here in Shorewood on 59, like it kind of sucks for the NECA stuff. Like that shelf never gets updated.
It's always
So,
a freaking mess.
You may have to pop out. Now the Joliet store is not too bad. The one by the mall. That one's kind of rotating some stuff every now and then.
Yeah, I don't get a chance to get out to that one.
But I think when I started to notice that NECA did that was when you started collecting the turtles, the NECA turtle monster figures.
Yeah.
That they were coming out, and then maybe a month, 6 weeks later, I'd start to see those figures on the shelves. So I think if you just wait a little bit, you'll probably find one by the summer.
Maybe.
So now, if I find one,
I don't think they're retail.
you want me to shoot a note out and be like, "Hey, you still want this?" Or are you still watching the money at this point?
Well, I mean, I've got a few bucks in my wallet set aside for it because I've been kind of waiting for it.
Okay.
So I don't know. I might stop by Graham Crackers on the way home.
Yeah. So, but no,
but I might wait. I don't know.
totally cool figure. Ron asked me a question. Why does he have the same hand twice?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They have
got
two hands that are exactly the same. Two of the
like the grippy
armor
hands. Yeah.
and then two grippy hands.
So he's got
Is it
the
because if
armored
you break
hand
one?
on his left, like where his arm is armored. He's got one that'll hold a sword, and one where he's just like kind of doing a pose like this, which is actually really cool looking. And then for his bare hands, he's got a pointer like Sergeant Slaughter, but then he's got two hands that will hold something, but they're both the same. Did you look at the pegs? Are they both the same direction?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think they both go like this, right?
Yeah.
So they both go like this, not like this. I don't know what they're for. I have no idea what they're for, but I don't know why they're the same. I was telling him I think maybe you just put one hand on the shield and you just leave it there, because when I put the shield on him, the hand is molded very well. It's a very good shape and it looks realistic.
Is it flexible enough to?
Yeah. I mean, if you hit it with a little bit of a heat gun or something, it would definitely soften it up. I didn't, but I was just very careful. I kind of ended up going like in through the thumb and then curled it around into the fingers. But you have to take that.
Why do I need a heat gun to play with my toys?
It's because you break stuff and I don't. So I ended up popping his wrist out, putting the hand on the shield first, and then I slid his forearm in through the leather strap. The detail on that thing is amazing. And then snapped it in like carefully back then, and that's how I got him to hold his shield.
Wow. Okay.
So, but now you could do it one of two ways. I put the shield in his bare hand. To me, it makes more sense to put the shield in his bare hand because he's got armor on the other hand. So he holds the sword in his armored hand, but he holds the shield in his bare hand. But yeah, I mean, the details on that figure are just amazing. There's the one knife sheath that's connected by a chain
Yes.
that hangs off of his left hip. Then he's got another knife on his right hip. The pearls in the boots. Actually, I should probably pull this up somewhere so we can look at this online. There's like a little pouch or pack or something on one of the leather straps that goes over his torso, like on his left shoulder, on his right shoulder. I really appreciate how they didn't put the sword like in the middle, like how they kind of offset it on the one shoulder.
Yeah.
Like I like when they do design stuff like that, goofy stuff. All right, let me see if I can find War Duke. So, we'll look at it at Target.
Target has it. Look at that.
Oh, I'm protected. I know I'm protected. Okay. So, yeah. Stupid auto zoom feature. Bite me. So, the shield, again, is amazing. I mean,
It looks like pounded out metal.
It's solid too.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a chintzy.
And the back of it has the leather strap that's very pliable, and it has the handle.
And the handle, which is
Yeah.
a little bit stiffer. The fire that goes on the sword is amazing.
Dude,
I mean,
it
it's
is fucking baller.
It's divoted out at the bottom to go around. Come on, to
The
go around
eye?
the hilt. So it fits around like the eye on the hilt. He's got 2 of these swords here. I mean, look at the detail on the handle of this like little short sword. Yeah. I mean, this looks like it should be a switchblade, but the details on this are just insane. The leather glove underneath the armor,
yes,
it's
it's like Freddy Krueger. There's a leather glove under
Yeah.
that.
That's
It's not just
crazy.
his
That's really
it's
cool,
that skin color.
Everything's got scabbards too. I like that.
Yeah. So, and you don't see it in this picture, but on this side, there's like a little gold chain that this scabbard, like there's a loop that
It just dangles.
there's a hole here, and so it hangs out and it kind of swings free.
Yeah.
And then this one is actually like molded onto his right hip, so it's like glued onto the belt. But like, look at the rope, the details on this are amazing.
So that hand that's gripped is the same hand that's gripped on this. It's the same exact hand.
Now, I did notice on mine one was a little darker.
A little bit. Like
But-
that, you could tell that's a little darker than the pointer.
Yeah, but I don't know what that's for. I will say this. One of my favorite things about this figure is like the feet. So many figures have feet that either look too big or too small for the figure. Like that they're like, these are the perfect size boots. I don't know why I like the way that these boots
Because they look
on this
like
figure.
boots that taper up into his ankle. They look like real combat boots.
Yeah, and then you've got the one folded over with the the gems in the boot here, and so yeah, I mean, this is just such a well done figure. I mean, you got the eyes are blacked out in the detail, and then you got the face. I mean, this is the face of Dungeons
Look
and
at
Dragons.
that nipple.
Yeah, they even painted the nipple that you can't see. I'm sure the nipple underneath his armor, his pauldron, is painted too, but
Surprised they didn't make this figure X-rated.
yeah, right. I mean, there is.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
mean,
know
that-
what's
that
under the
thing-
loincloth.
That thing looks really great. I mean, that was one of my 2 favorite. Backshooter's the one that had this figure. I eventually wound up with it, but Backshooter's the one that had this figure when we were kids, and
Here we go. Maybe
I was always so jealous. I loved the War Duke figure, but I got the Titan and the what the hell is that lion griffin thing with the bat wings?
Yeah, that's what he is, like red with like kind of a white, kind of looks like Snarf from Thundercats, if I remember.
No,
Or
this,
like a
this-
white
this one's
beard and
gold.
was red.
This
Okay.
one's more like a gold color.
Oh,
Golden,
yeah,
golden
yeah.
tan color.
Yeah, I remember he had that
Shumway.
one.
And yeah, I had
Gordon Shumway, Alf.
the Titan and the Trojan.
your cat?
the Trojan warrior and
See, go to the fire.
Where's your casserole dish? What do you need a casserole dish for? Because the cat won't fit in the toaster. I love that show. Yeah, so
Dude, that fire is fire.
it fits so snug it doesn't rattle around.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like his sword is
Like
on
it-
fire.
yes, it does.
It's so cool. But look at this shield. I mean, like there's even details on the inside of the shield too. Like there's the 8-point star or whatever that's in there for all the points. I mean, that strap
That
you
rivet?
can't see it here, but it's like the strap is painted like leather brown. It's the
Yeah.
same color as the straps on his body. Yeah, there's rivets in there. It's just the details. NECA just does such a good job with these figures.
Go to Grimsword.
5 here. Let me see what
there's
some other
more.
pictures. I just want to see if there's other pictures of him standing around.
So
What's, even that he looks tough as shit.
so. I mean, is this something that's keeping you in the collector's pool?
Well, no. So it kind of made me think about. So, and we'll talk a little bit about kind of what would drive us away from collecting. But like in this case, I bought this figure because I had a connection to it. I know you used to play D&D, or you're
Yeah.
a little bit into D&D, but I don't think you had any interest in this figure at all until you saw the pictures that I posted of it.
No, I had zero interest.
So it's like that. It's that weird thing. Is like the guy who doesn't collect toys,
Bought
like
some
kind of
rando.
like influence the guy who didn't want a toy to buy a specific toy. I thought it was interesting.
After you sent it to me, I'm like, okay, I have a purpose for this now. So he's going to go with Ares, and he's going to go with Kratos.
The Kratos that I gave you or sold you?
Yeah.
So the Ares was yours, but
yeah, so he's going to go with those guys, with more of the mythical type action figures, because I only have 2 or 3, and then he would be a nice little fit. And Kratos is a NECA, so it would be a nice scale.
oh, there we go.
But
let's see if there we go. Grimm's word.
See, I'm interested in him too now that I have.
See, I think
But
I
he's
might be because I might
a
need
little
somebody
bulky.
to stand with
He's
him.
a little too bulky.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just a monster of a figure.
Come on.
So there is no ab crunch, but there's a snake wrapped around him.
And the tongue comes out and goes up the over the shoulder pauldron.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
His shield is pretty awesome. His mace.
dude, I didn't even notice this. There's a snake head on his knee pad.
See, he should go in my Snakeman.
He should go down there.
Created my own character.
So he comes with a mace made out of a cobra, which is cool. This is actually he's got the Arashikage Ninja Clan sword
Oh, look at
that
that.
Snake Eyes had. The big old snake shield.
Yeah.
He's got a couple extra hands other than the War Duke, but
Now it looks like they're all different.
all the hands.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a left pointer, right pointer. Looks like he's got a left grip, right grip.
And then two
Oh,
fists.
he's got two
So
fists. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got equal hands.
So this is kind of like a Valiverse loadout. With
kind
the
of
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get either or. You can make them lefty or righty, which is cool.
And I'm making the correction on that weapon. The mace you call it is
Yeah.
called a Morning Star.
Whatever.
The Cobra Morning Star.
Anything with a chain and a ball on the end of it is called a Morning Star.
Well,
Look on the back of that box right now. Read his bio. Can you zoom in?
no.
No, it does say Snake Mace.
Well, they're wrong. and I
can't-
will
I
I will
can't-
tell them they are wrong. As a matter of fact, I will prove to them they are wrong.
Yeah. Also available, War Duke. He's like, look at my snake mace.
Now, when
Yeah.
you play, you got to do that.
You have to make the voices?
You got to make
I
the
have-
voices.
Dude, I have no problem making voices. You should know that.
When you
I
play,
do voices all the time.
you got to do it. I
Well, see, I'm not going to be like your guy without a hand. Like,
I'm an elf without a hand.
When I'm driving long distances and I'm like bored and I don't want to like listen to podcasts or radio or anything like that, I'll actually like talk movie lines to myself back and forth and do it in their voices.
but you have to wait till Cindy falls asleep so you can not be called crazy to your face.
That's why I only do it when she's not in the car.
That's awesome.
Nice.
No.
Oh, man.
So go back to your topic.
So yeah. So I know for me it was just I felt like I was kind of losing an interest in toys, and it was easier for me to say that I was done with collecting because of the situation, like with the economy and all that, and you know, money. I was trying to divert money somewhere else, but like, so what do you think would get you out of collecting? You, I kind of know. I know that you're starting to have an issue with what Hasbro's doing with their Transformers prices.
It's an amalgam of situations. I'm in between jobs right now. I'm going to school, trying to learn how to do something else, and space. I mean,
That's another one for me too. Yeah, space. Good call.
I really just started taking up a shit ton of space. I mean, you'd be surprised at how much of my collection I've already like liquidated.
Yeah.
And got rid of. I mean, I've bought some things to replace some of the things that I lost, but
Yeah.
I have not purchased toys as often or spent as much
Yeah.
on, I mean,
Feels good to
I've
get that
kind of
addiction under control, doesn't it?
I've kind of fallen off the wagon the last couple of months. Like,
Yeah.
like 2-week stretches, I'll be like, oh, I'll buy that, but
Yeah.
I mean, but I try to take some of what I get for, liquidating my other stuff, and
I think when I got
goes
back,
in the bank to pay for it.
when I first got married, like I really stopped getting. I stopped accumulating a lot of stuff. But when I did kind of get back into it, probably 2008, it was like the first year after Modern G.I. Joe was released. Like same thing. Like I fell
Yeah.
off the wagon, I think now maybe I'm going through another period where like I know I'm a toy collector. I'm not afraid to admit it. I used to be embarrassed to say like I collected toys, but I'm not anymore.
No, God, not me.
But
I got a big grin on my face when I say that.
I feel like
Hi, I'm 51 going on 12.
yeah. I feel like I have control over. Like I'm not gonna fall off the wagon per se. I used to just try to collect everything because like get it now, get it now, get it now. But it's not. I don't play the long game. I don't get collections and then sell them. That's not what my intention is. It's more just kind of like my peace and happiness. So I realize that I've got an entire lifespan to do this, and
That's
I
Ron's job.
I don't need to do it all like now. Like I can stretch it out. So
That shit over your right shoulder, that'll be gone in a year.
now I think that's one. I think you would give me a one-word answer, but I'd like to hear you expound a little bit. What would make you stop collecting?
Death.
Ah, damn! That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I won't
Wow.
stop. I won't
That's
stop
weird.
collecting.
Hey, you know, don't put me down for like the next 6 weeks. Just start throwing shit that you think I'd buy on my casket. Bury me with new stuff. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Your answer might have been.
I got so much crap, and I'm starting to thin through
But
a
it's
lot
not.
of it. But
It's not crap to you.
it's not crap to me. But I got so much, and it's literally.
I gotta say this. I appreciate the fact that you, because I know why you do it. I appreciate the fact that you collect all this He-Man stuff,
Yeah.
and I feel kind of honored to be a part of. Like I kind of got you off because of why you collect He-Man.
You get me off.
I
what?
get you off all the time. I got a note here for $23 smooches and cuddles because you want my Voltron. But no, like I got you off the ground with that.
Yes.
because you kind of got way behind. But like I said, I feel honored to help get you to that point.
Yeah.
Because of why you wanted He-Man.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you can explain that story if you like. If you want to keep it personal, you can. But
No, it was basically my brother and I. That's our thing. He had Turtles. I had Star Wars Joes.
yeah,
Not in the scale you did,
yeah,
but the thing we collected together was He-Man.
Yeah.
So when I opened up the old boxes, he had Snake Mountain, but I had Castle Grayskull. He
you were
had.
the hero. He was the villain.
Well, we all had the mix too.
Little
The-
brother
the-
he got shafted. You got the first pick, and he got shafted. I know. I used to be the little. Well, I'm still a little brother too.
But no, so yeah, so that gives me a little connection to the old times.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So that's cool. Yeah. Me it was just I want to go back to the '80s. I
Yeah.
want to pull an Uncle Rico and go back to the '80s.
Transformers for a period of time was almost like my best friend. You know,
Yeah.
I had one friend that lived on the block. Really, I mean, during that period of time,
Yeah.
I had one friend.
You lived on a
And-
very rural, like in a very rural avenue.
Hey, you know
Or
what?
street.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think his parents cared for me. I don't know. They thought I was the. I don't know. They thought I was the. I don't know. The how do I put this? The
Groomer.
no, they thought I was like the bad influence down the road. You know?
Really?
Yeah. I just always got
They
that.
must have heard stories
I
about you and Ben and
always-
how often you were in the
I
dean's
always
office at
got
school.
that vibe. I mean, since then we've all had conversation together. I mean, whenever I came home to visit or whatever,
Yeah.
I'd always run into when they still lived on the road. I was running
Yep.
into him and his parents, and we got along great. And you know, we were all grown up, and
Yeah.
maybe they realized that I wasn't such a loser. But I always got that. Maybe it's just a mindset thing or whatever. Because
Yeah.
I've been fighting that shit since I was a kid. But
Yeah.
anyway, I only had the one friend, so all I had was the movie theater in my head to keep me occupied because back shooter wasn't around, and there was just that
Yeah,
period of
because
time.
he left in
tra-
85? 85, 86?
85, 86, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and granted, I got into toys when I was young, but I stuck with toys until when I was older.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I still 12 years old, man. I was rocking with my Star Wars and GI Joe stuff, man. I was
Yeah.
up there, they're playing in that big closet I had in the back corner of my room.
Well,
With
yeah.
I remember.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, with the zip lines and
Yeah.
the,
They had 'em,
the rope swings and hanging off
I
the
had a
hangers
bedroom that
in
looked
there.
very similar.
Yeah, I remember. Oh God, I remember that one time I came over and your room was just like it looked like a jungle gym in there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I used to have all kinds of stuff.
You
set
and
up.
I had a good time that day, man.
Yeah, that was yeah. You just popped in out of the blue like right after dinner. It was about 5:30.
With a
Shit,
16 years old in there, like
Yeah.
playing with my nephew. Yeah, man. Oh, let me rock with you. This is great.
Yeah, that was a good time. And I remember I was home that weekend too because my buddy so when I was like in the 80s, like late 80s, I had a friend that we always slept over at each other's house on the weekend, and like I would bring a laundry basket full of shit to his house, or he would bring a basket or box full of shit to my house, and we would just play G.I. Joe all night. Usually more at his house than my house. If we were kind of tired of playing G.I. Joe, he had a bunch of like squirt guns, like Uzis and stuff.
Yeah.
That we would just run up and down the street, like hiding in the neighbor's yard, like neighbor's bushes, running through the backyards. Like we'd play our own G.I. Joe, and we'd eventually get a few people to play with us too. But, it was that was a good time. But I remember he was gone that weekend actually on a family trip. I think he went down to Kentucky. So that's why I was home by myself that night too. So it was like perfect timing. I was actually there. But yeah, we knocked it out for a good solid few hours that night.
Anyway, I mean, getting back on subject,
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with I don't know. It just feels like price gouging anymore to me.
Yeah.
It just feels like every time I look at something, and I mean, I understand business is business, but when you look at something and they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and they're just getting cheaper looking,
Yeah.
and you could tell just by looking at the picture that it's been doctored to look like this amazing piece or whatever.
Right.
And you get it, and you're sitting there scratching your head, going, "How in the hell was this worth $50?"
Right.
You know,
No, you're right.
it's like the Menasor you and I just completed. I mean, I've wanted a piece that was like that,
Yeah.
for so long, and they finally come out with it, and it costs you all of $225 to complete the fucking thing because, I mean, that's how much I could take my G1 right now, my Generation 1,
Yeah.
and I could set that in front of a collector, and that guy would. I mean, I could ask $225 for that thing, and he'd probably go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, the original G1, it's
Yeah. And those
old, and it's
but
got
those
all,
were
it's got
probably
all
like
the
what?
metal, and some of the stickers are coming off of it. but
And those
it's
figures
everything
were
else-
like $10-12 a piece. Now they're like 25.
yeah.
It's like twice the price.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
So.
everything has gone. I realize inflation,
But we've
But
gone
everything
through
is-
periods of inflation before. I mean,
but in the last. This is the thing, though. In the last year, and just in the last year, so much stuff has gone up to the tune of $6?
yeah.
You looked at something that was $19.99 a year and 5 months ago,
Yep.
4 months ago, and it's gone up $6 in a year.
See,
That's
and-
not inflation. That's
And for classified, it's not that bad because we went from like $19.99 to $22.99. Some retailers had them at $23.99. But then you get these like weird deluxe figures, like the Kamakura. Like I'll never understand because it was basically a new ninja figure. I don't think it was necessarily a new ninja body. You had a head sculpt, and you had like basically all of the weapons that came with previous ninjas. So there was almost like no tooling for it except for the head.
Yeah.
And he was $33.99. Like you didn't get like a small vehicle, you didn't get like an extra backpack or like another set of hands. But I couldn't figure that one out. The Sergeant Slaughter was $33.99, but he came with like a little mini figure, and he was packaged on a blister card. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, and he came with like 7 other hands. So it's like, okay, like I could see that you're kind of putting some more stuff in there. You're giving me the value. It's like Valaverse, $31.99. They were $31.99 when they came out. They're still $31.99.
and they still
Yeah.
come with.
And he announced they're going to stay $31.99, but they come with a lot of stuff.
and this and yeah, I was gonna say they come with a ton of stuff.
Yep.
Not only that, but the detail, the amount of movement they have. I mean, beyond
Yeah.
a classified figure.
They're definitely
I mean,
definitely well worth it.
I mean, the design that was actually put into those things, and there's so many collectors that would just absolutely 100% agree.
Well, and I think, I guess in hindsight too, why I kind of told you yesterday or on Friday that I'm back is I knew that my decision to stay in the hobby or get out of it fully was going to bank on whenever Valaverse released whatever like Series 4 was going to be.
Yeah, I mean,
And he absolutely crushed me.
Yeah.
I mean, like that, like his. I don't want to
There's
say
so
his
much
answer
new
to the
stuff
bad, but
coming
like
out, yeah.
like his like robot figure that's coming out from Crimson
I
Shadows.
have to have one of
Dude,
those.
I'm gonna need a couple of those at least. I mean, that thing is amazing.
I absolutely have to
But
have
the
one
new
of those.
figures, he's got all new bodies coming out for him, like all new molds. So he's building his library of what he can do with his figures.
Right.
And then
Not only that, but he's building a piece pile
yeah,
that he can.
he's talking about doing like head sculpts. I know one he was going to do a fully balaclavaed head, but he was going to do it multiple colors. He's doing like the gas mask head that he's going to do it in all the colors to go with his soldiers.
Yeah,
you
you're
gonna
just
get
buy the separate pieces.
yeah.
and-
So you buy the head pack. So I like he's taking what worked in the '80s that we all like. I mean, who didn't like buying it wasn't a figure, but who didn't like getting weapons packs for G.I. Joes? Because now you got extra guns in case you either break one, lose one, or you can give Duke a second gun. I mean, who
Right.
didn't like stuff like that? And he's getting back to that. So he understands what his collectors want. And it's really hard to get out of the game when you got stuff like that coming out now.
Not only that, but he's got some way of creating what he's creating and giving it the appliques that he's putting on. I mean, and
Yeah.
making the detail in these things, and they're all coming down to like 17 or 18 cents a weapon.
Yeah,
I mean,
something like
that's incredible.
It was like, well, I think it was, like for the weapons tin, it ended up being like 88 cents a weapon.
Maybe it was 88 cents.
But like where you were paying was like that tin is amazing.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But I mean, still,
Yeah.
even even for a price point like that.
yep. So he hasn't done any pre-orders yet, but I knew then that it was like, I'm never going to get out of toys. I just need to be smarter with my money and what I collect. So, like, for instance, there's probably 10 G.I. Joes now that are available for pre-orders. Some are dropping April 1st. I think the other set is dropping like in September. Out of those 10 figures, I think I have 4 on pre-order, maybe
Yeah.
5, or there might be 12. I know I have less than half on pre-order.
Everything I've looked at in the classified so far is just really not. It's really not grabbed me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually really seriously more interested in Valaverse now.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
think
and
there's-
the great thing about that is it's hard to do, but if you really just look close and make a decision, you can bit by bit it. I mean, I don't have to have every one,
yeah.
but there's certain figures in that line. I'm glad he's re-releasing some of the stuff that's in like that was in the first line.
Yeah.
The first,
Yep.
because there's one or two other figures that I'd like to get out of that one.
Karak and Bone Collector I know are coming out. I think the only one that he hasn't re-released yet or plan to re-release is the first version Slaughter.
Yeah.
But everybody else has been
I
released.
think the other one I wanted out of that was what's his name? Bone
Collector with the
Collector?
skull mask?
The skull
Yeah.
mask. I got
Yeah.
Carrick already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bone Collector's a baller figure.
But I mean, yeah, I mean it's he makes it easy to
What was
he
that?
makes it easy to pick and choose in a way.
Yeah.
He makes it hard, but I mean it's hard, but he makes it easy to pick and choose because
Yeah. Well, it's like for the Action Force, like you get the heroes, but you're not getting the villains.
Correct.
And the villains
Two-
are the best part of the line.
Too campy.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
Bees and bone faces and
Bees.
the swarm.
The Swarm?
Yeah. It's not realistic.
You don't think so?
The Action Force is actually real military.
Well, but see, I would argue you need to go back and look at the backstory for like Karak and Bone Collector.
But I'm not a.
I'm with you on the Swarm. I agree
Yeah.
with you on the Swarm.
Yeah.
Like it can feel campy. Like, but that's what I'm attracted to. I mean, Cobra was campy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Look at this shit right here. This
Yeah.
is all
But that's
campy.
pure fantasy.
This is fantasy.
That's pure fantasy.
Yes.
So, I mean, other than death, what do you think would make you? I guess maybe a more fair question is like, what do you choose to get and not get then? So if we're on the Valor, like why? So the campiness. You're looking for realism if that's what you think the line is shooting for.
If it's well, if you look at robots, that's not realistic, or you know
don't
what
like bats.
Transformers is realistic if you get like the studio series.
You
because-
had to correct that.
yeah. Because it looks real. The vehicles look real, and I like to display them in the vehicle mode than the robot.
Yeah.
To a point. Obviously, He-Man is I know what He-Man is. I expect He-Man to be goofy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is goofy. If I want a Batman figure, I want a comic realistic. I want something that
Yeah.
I think this went back a couple shows. If the media shows you, then I want my brain to look at this and say this was part of the story, and this was this is. I don't need.
Who's got my Action Force comics? Is it you? I think it's you. I think you have them.
Mm-mm.
Do you have my Action Force comics?
I don't have them. No.
Somebody's got them.
I'll look, but I don't think so.
Because I've got the autographed versions of the first 5, but the other 5 are still not in my collection.
I'll have to look, but
Yeah.
they might be in my comics. But I'll
Yeah,
look.
Take a look for them because I'd be looking to get those back. But if you have them, read them. At least the first 3 issues.
Okay.
Because it gives you a backstory of Bone Collector and Carrick.
Uh-huh.
And maybe since you'll have an idea in your mind of what they are and where they come from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I like the premise. The premise actually plays into modern day, like the split of the country and the division and all that stuff. And they're just old soldiers who chose the other side.
Okay.
So they are very much based in reality. I mean, you could say the Skull Mask is something different, but
Yeah.
it's
if I were to
not like
display-
Shadow Tracker from GI Joe.
Correct. Yeah. No.
I like the way they do that because it's I don't know I think it denotes a key portion of their personality.
Yes.
It just makes them who they are.
Yeah.
That's
by
and it
far.
just it gives them a symbol.
Yep. I mean,
You know?
and without that mask, he is the most bland-looking figure I've ever seen. Bone Collector is. Carrack's got some personality. He's got the screaming face. He's got the sharp goatee.
Yeah.
But yeah. But no, I would say look now. Somebody did post the other day that there is a kind of going back to that show. There's now a listing on IMDb for the Action Force movie,
Really?
so it's
Okay.
close to happening. So
That's
maybe
pretty
then
good.
you'll have
Maybe.
an idea. But yeah, for you, I thought this would be a little bit. I'm not a hard topic, but if you don't like something, you'll either get it to move it, or if you get it thinking you like it and you don't like it, you'll just move it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I don't have a problem collecting or not collecting certain items.
Yeah.
D&D. I had no desire to get that figure.
Yep.
But,
But-
you got your niche though, like both of us do.
Yeah. So it's straight He-Man. It's Batman.
Straight He-Man as opposed to the gay He-Man.
Correct. So I don't do the. It's He-Man and Batman is my. But then you got me
I
into
thought you were done
Transformers.
collecting the Batman figures.
No, I'm still doing it. I just I have
Oh, and Voltron.
work is just Voltron. See,
And
but
Voltron's-
I don't collect Voltron. I just want that
I just want that one.
because the Transformers I'm scaling way back on. I'm moving a bunch of them, but the Metasaur, I think that's a badass figure.
Yeah,
it
it
really
is.
is.
It is. I think it's very
And
well
you know what?
done.
It doesn't. It's going to stand, and it has some weight to it. After you take Motor Master, and he actually transforms in just to the chest and head part.
Yeah.
He doesn't transform, and it doesn't look stupid because his legs are his torso, and no, his legs transform into his chest. And that engineering on that figure is amazing.
Yeah,
that trailer
I gotta
is
admit
like
they did
10 pounds.
Yeah, I got to admit they did a great job.
They
on that
they
figure.
really did, and even the arms and the legs and the cars, really good.
I mean, just looking at I don't even have the upgrade kit, and I think it was totally worth the money.
yeah.
I mean,
No.
it was very, very well done.
So with the Constructicons, with a Menosaur, with the Dinobots, that's pretty much where I'm sitting. A couple Optimuses. I don't have to go into this line, and
I'm sticking with
know.
anything pretty much that's like G1 based.
Uh-huh.
That looks G1 good,
Right.
But it's more heavily articulated, kind of updating, what G1 stuff I have in storage.
Yeah.
Just they've been doing a fair job with that, I think, but they're going more towards the Armada line now, and
Yeah.
they're doing other stuff off the wall, and they're introducing new characters, and there's a couple of them I wouldn't mind having just because they're new characters, and they're probably never going to see the damn things again, but
Yeah.
like Karn,
Yeah.
I'll eventually try and pick him
Richard
up.
Karn from Home Improvement.
Who's that?
Al.
Oh,
He was the actor that played Al Borland.
I don't think so, Tim.
but no, I'm pick and choose. I got my line. There's characters I don't like for this. I'll buy them
yeah,
still.
That's pretty much
Well,
where I'm at
it's
now.
probably easier for you to do that with the Batman because he's releasing 4 figures every 3 weeks.
And that's the thing. It's like,
So-
okay, I don't like this villain. I don't like this Batman. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
the Action
it's-
Force is kind of manageable from that regard. I mean, I've been in it from the beginning. He does 5 or 6 figures.
I think I've got
every few months.
I think I've got maybe 2 bad guys. I've got Pandora and Carrack. I think the rest
Yeah.
of them, I think, are all Action Force.
You don't have any Swarm or anything like that?
No, I have no interest in those.
No.
Not at all.
Did you see? I know we got to wrap this up. Did you see McFarlane's release on the new Batman?
I meant to
movie-
look for that
the
yesterday
Dark
too, and I
Knight
didn't do
movie
it.
Figures
No,
or the
the '89 Batman coming out.
Yes, I
and
did.
the Batmobile,
89 Batman.
and he fits in the vehicle.
And
as
he
a
did a
6-inch
Joker.
scale.
Yeah. Now I'm hearing like there's prices for that are like all over the place. Like some people have it for 59, some have it for 69, some
Really?
for 79.
The 89 the 89 Batman, as in
As in,
As in
he's
Keaton?
doing an
Yeah.
89 Batman from the Flash movie,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
no,
the
but,
Flash.
but he's doing a
Oh.
Batmobile for it.
Yeah, he did the 6-inch scale, and he fits in it.
Yeah.
no kidding.
The cockpit opens and slides
Yeah,
open. He
it
sits
slides
down.
forward, but it also like
Yeah.
pivots up.
oh,
so you can get
I'm
him
gonna
in.
have to look for that. I'd
Yeah.
like to see that. That'd
Yeah,
be.
I'll see if I can pull it up here really quick.
It's
for you.
gonna probably be $100 vehicle because his
I
the
imagine.
Bat truck.
Yeah.
There's a Bat truck that he had. It was
That was like
100
89, I thought.
89.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he didn't do the Joker. He just because it was the Flash movie. I'm assuming Ben Affleck's going to be in it because Ben Affleck's in the movie too.
I thought he's doing a Joker, like as
Really?
as a separate part of the line.
Just a separate part of that.
like he's doing a separate line for like 89 Batman or something, or
Okay.
the Keaton verse.
Okay.
So I'll have to look.
Interesting.
I mean, the way he's been working on the face sculpts and stuff, though, I bet you that thing's probably going to look just like. fucking
Oh,
Nicholson,
it
too.
looks good. Trust me, it looks good. And I think it's a cloth cape and not a hard cape.
That's a 6-inch figure.
Dude, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like as far as I'm concerned, that's like one of the top 2 Batmobiles ever.
Yeah, so it'll come.
I love
boxed,
that
you just put the
Batmobile.
fins on it. It looks like it's got some slight modifications from the '89 movie, but it's
I mean, it's
still
size-wise, it's got some.
yeah. So that's that guy. I mean,
And then the guns flip. When he has the machine guns, they flip out, so you can have the machine guns coming out the top.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty in on that Batmobile.
yeah. So
I-
it slides out and then it pivots up. I saw that.
That is so cool, man.
I mean, that's how big it is.
2
to the
feet
human
long.
body.
2 feet long.
Son of a bitch, dude. Yeah, shit, that's big.
Yeah, that's gonna be at least a hundo,
Yeah, I would imagine it's going to be close to that.
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, for that, that's something that I would get so I could put it up here with my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now this is one of the
If
things.
I
now-
had the space for that, man, I would totally buy that.
of
Yeah,
all the
totally.
Batmans, this one is. Well, of all of the non-TV show Batmans, this one is my favorite. Was the '89 movie.
Yeah. No,
So-
it was pretty. It's pretty sweet.
I gotta go back and see what other. Oh my God, is that
My-
$39.99? Yeah, I gotta go back. And
I'm
look
the
at that.
biggest fan of the '70s era.
Yeah,
That's just
I got into a great deal of Frank Miller's Batman.
oh
but
yeah, that's him from
the
Flash.
'89
yeah.
the '89 Batman is,
Yep.
is one of my top 10s.
So this is- yeah,
not
this
top
is-
10s, top 3,
That's
top
a
4.
statue.
That's the statue.
Those are the
okay.
12-inch statues. Remember, they had the
Oh,
red
yeah.
and the gold and the black ones.
Right.
So
See,
that's
now,
a 12-inch.
Did they change up his outfit?
I think they made a few alterations to it. Yeah,
Like,
But
because
it-
he's older in the movie, so he is slowly evolving in his universe as when Flash comes in. Because he's an old man. He's an
right.
old Batman, but he's
yeah.
not the grizzly Affleck Batman.
Oh,
Right.
So
okay.
Affleck Batman's grizzly because there's gonna be 2 Batmans, two or 3 Flashes. There's a Supergirl instead of a Superman.
Yeah.
So they're bringing in, which I don't know. This movie shouldn't have never happened if they're canceling everything else because I'm going to get excited for this and they're not going to do anything with it, except that Affleck is back for another Batman movie and he's directing
somebody said he's only in the movie for like 93 seconds.
it, which is fine, but he is going to have another Batman.
Yeah.
So there is another Batman movie with Ben Affleck and he's directing his own movie because that's what he wanted to do previously.
Yeah.
And then they're still doing the Robert Pattinson Batman too. So there's going to be multiple Batman stuff going on.
I haven't seen that one yet. The
It
Batman.
is probably one of my favorite.
Really?
Probably one of my favorite.
Yeah.
So
I've heard
There's
some
a
people
Batmobile.
say it was.
I want to get that.
The Batmobeast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only $56. That's actually pretty good because it was 80 or 90 at retail.
Get it here.
So
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, we're coming down to the end of another one here.
yes, sir.
Yep. So, gentlemen, thanks for the talk.
Yes.
Any
Thanks
props?
for having us.
Again, no huge shout outs. Just
Dunkin' Donuts.
Just a
Eat your donuts.
huge rock and roll and keep it alive to those folks out there that are helping us keep this hobby going. And
Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, they will see you guys in 3 weeks.
yes.
I will not see you guys for a few weeks unless we go out and grab a drink between now and
Why?
March 29th.
Absolutely.
So we can do that. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you guys at some point.
And we'll talk to you guys at some point too. Not you
next
though.
week.
all right, folks, everybody take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.